What up?
What up?
We got tequila in this bitch.
We got a lot of tequila. You know, it's holiday time. It's time to get fucked up.
It smells holiday in here.
It does.
There's a cinnamon scent in the air.
It feels like Christmas.
It's like fun mixed with Christmas in here.
We got Ryan Tierney here, CEO, founder of Lo Siento.
What's going on?
What's up, Ryan?
How we doing?
What's interesting is when you think about like the alcohol space, it's not like a space that has like a lot of innovation.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. One person does fucking White Claw, and then for the next 5 years, everyone just makes it their White Claw version.
But I would say the seltzer was the big innovation of alcohol, like the most disruptive thing in alcohol in the last decade.
Totally.
Was there anything bigger than that?
No.
That's
seltzer?
Yeah, seltzer was it. Especially during COVID, it just
Did
took
White
off.
Claw
Took off,
start
yeah.
that?
it was definitely White Claw. And then that Trevor Wallace comedian like came out with that.
Oh, that
he's
meme
like,
video.
ain't no laws when you're drinking claws. And then it was
Yeah.
like fucking everywhere.
That's amazing.
Good tagline.
And Ryan has been quietly, patiently working on a new Lo Siento product called Caliente.
Caliente.
Tell us, what is Caliente?
I see we have multiple boxes and bottles in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a fair amount in here. So yeah, Caliente is our, newest SKU. Lo Siento, we have Blanco Repoñejo, and sort of looking at the space, and we all kind of sell a similar product. Everybody makes it a little bit differently. You can make tweaks to the flavor palette. You can make your own yeast. You can do all sorts of creative stuff. But at the end of the day, you're selling the same thing as so many other brands. And I was looking at that, and obviously the people that we're up against are so big. And I was just thinking, maybe what would it be like to have a product that is almost like a yes or no, and you can attach to different cultures, something a little bit more, with a little bit more fire, pun intended.
Yeah.
And so started putting the wheels in motion, honestly, like 18 months ago, going down to Jalisco, formulating this product. And we designing this box, this bottle. And so we made a cinnamon-infused tequila. We make it with 100% Blue Eber agave, and then we infuse it with cinnamon and agave nectar. So it's really, really tasty, but it's also really light. A lot of, the infused brands out there, they use a mixto and then they mask it with a ton of, there you go. He's getting a sip in. They mask it with a ton of flavoring and stuff.
You want to try it, Drama?
Yeah, try it.
Well, where's the cups?
I'll get you a cup.
Here, I got you right here.
Just need a little sip. I mean, y'all just talking about it. I feel like a square over here.
Yeah, you don't want to be a puss.
I don't want to be a puss.
Anyway, so yeah, a lot of the big, flavored products, they put worse juice in the bottle, and then they get to the flavor by masking it with a ton of stuff. And that's why, you could get a hangover, or it just tastes really syrupy and gunky. This is just really light and clean, and, super high quality tequila in there, but it's also a really fun new flavor. Drama just tried it. Let's get a first reaction.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. It's cinnamony, like not too cinnamony, but like it's not nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's there.
Well, there.
It says cinnamon pretty big on the bottle. And the bottle kind of describes what it is, which is a very intentional strategy.
The way you were explaining it, sorry to cut you off, is like I thought it was gonna be like super duper light, almost like barely there.
Oh no,
it's there.
There's some cinnamon in there for sure.
Yeah,
But
you could really run through that.
You know what's crazy? I was with him a few weeks ago in Venice, and I had 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. You don't even, because it just tastes so fucking good.
It tastes like a holiday, regular beverage.
Like this is what you're having Christmas dinner.
Christmas
For
dinner,
sure.
You can drink it on ice, you can shoot it. We also have made a bunch of cool, cocktails. You can do cinnamon espresso martinis.
Oh.
You can do apple cinnamon cocktails. We got a big collab up in NorCal with Golden State Cider. There's a lot of fun programming at the restaurants you can do. Right. And you see it and you're like, okay, that looks kind of like a shot brand, but you can get creative with the cocktails and they're really, really good.
Yeah,
but
apple seems like it'd be really good.
You can also take down a lot of shots. It's a little dangerous.
Yes. And what's the price?
Yeah. So the price, depending on the store, we're going to try to be around $24.99 to $29.99. So really competitive price, super high quality product.
And you would say this is a premium competition to Fireball?
Yeah.
Or
I
no?
mean, Fireball is, crazy brand. They did 7.9 million cases in the United States in 2023.
How many bottles are in a case?
Those are definitely measured on 9-liter cases. So that would be 12 bottles. So it's the largest single SKU brand in the country.
What is Fireball whiskey? What is it?
Yeah, it's whiskey. And for a fifth of Fireball, it's like, $15.99. So this is definitely a trade up in price, but it's also trade up in quality.
Fireball, I've had many vomiting experiences with Fireball.
That's what happened. I was picturing Fireball. That was my reference point when I took a sip of that.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so surprised, because Fireball just tastes like trouble.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to be kind of attacking similar markets. I mean, really excited to take this to the mountain towns. Also, golf culture is a good one. You make
this
a birdie.
This is going to crush.
Yeah.
I got to give my in-laws this weekend. So it's going to crush on the golf course.
I mean, I'm coming in late, but this is what they do on the ski mountains.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you guys talked about that.
We just got into it, but we had a call with a big group last week, and penetrating the mountain towns is tough because they try to carry pretty limited selection. They're not making a ton of craft cocktails. A lot of these bigger ski resorts. So getting your Blanco, your Repo in there, you're typically edged out. But literally in like one phone call, we're like, hey, we have a cinnamon-infused tequila, and they're like, oh my God, we sell so much goddamn Fireball. Right. Get this in here.
They have the liquor lockers in the middle of the slopes.
Yeah.
Because does anyone else make cinnamon tequila?
Not that I believe. I think there's maybe some. I think Jose Cuervo had like a Singe. And now they just came out with like a Devil's Reserve, which is basically like a Fireball rip. But if anything, it's kind of validating, right? That there's people wanting some variety in the space. And
amazing. So where is it being distributed right now?
So right now, it's going to be in all of our markets, but right now it's in California. We just got a ton of it to Michigan. So we're going to keep the great state of Michigan nice and warm this winter.
Yeah, that's a perfect market for it.
Yeah.
Ohio or no?
Say it again?
Ohio or no?
Not yet. But we're going to, and it'll be in Nashville, it'll be in Georgia, and then we're going after about 5 more states next year. I can't say. So
in LA, where can we try them in LA?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a lot of independent, liquor stores right now, because you don't really typically. It's really tough to launch like big box retail in the last month of the year. They just don't want to take on a new brand in December. So it's at a lot of restaurants, and then it's going to be at a lot of independent liquor stores.
All the H-Wood spots.
All the H-Wood spots.
Great.
If you're at Javier's at the he was at Keys sending us photos pulling it. Sounds like he had a big night the other night.
Yeah, nice. For his birthday.
Yeah,
he did.
That's amazing. And then is it on the website?
It's on the website, so you can order it online.
Do you have a code for us?
Yeah, let's go group chat 20.
Group chat 20.
We'll go 20% discount.
Nice.
Get in there.
At $29.99, 20% off. That's a great price.
And if you're looking for a Christmas gift.
It is a good Christmas gift.
It's a great Christmas gift. If you're looking for corporate gifting.
Yes.
Hit us up. Get your client a bottle of Lo Siento Caliente.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to knock out like Christmas half of my family's gifts with this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it would be crushed. Like, it's such a good, it was funny. We went to holiday party Saturday night, and I didn't know what to bring. Because it's like a fancy party. It's open bar. They have everything.
Right.
But like this, and I don't want to bring like a gift because it's just stupid.
Right.
Like you don't know what people want.
Right.
So I like the idea of bringing liquor, but it's like I'm not a wine person, and I'm not gonna pick the right bottle of wine.
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is a fun party starter.
Gift.
Yeah.
You walk in with a bottle of cinnamon tequila, and maybe you ask your family who you voted for, and let the fireworks go.
Roll. Yeah.
Party starter.
Yeah. It'll get spicy real quick.
Yeah.
So the website's losientotequila.com.
Yeah.
And use the code GroupChat20.
Yep.
And you get 20% off everything on the site.
Yeah.
Great.
Let it rip.
And can I tell you my market research? You need to get to Mammoth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My TikTok is just all Mammoth.
They have insane après ski parties, and we're going to be charging that hard.
Is it already full Mammoth time?
It's insane.
Well, it must be man-made snow though.
No, they just had a huge dump in November. It's ripping.
We're trying to get Max to DJ there in that little cube.
Who's Max?
It's a cube. Max is one of D's employees.
Oh, and they have a cube like in the hill or something?
A cube that is après ski.
Right.
So,
I didn't know they do après ski at Mammoth.
Oh, they do big DJs roll up there. The after parties are insane. Everyone's in ski outfits.
The problem with Mammoth, it's too far.
Yeah.
JSX.
You got JSX.
Yeah, I don't think that people.
I'm also not down with mountain JSX.
It is a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do mountain cities on those small.
You don't want to fly JSX to
How far is
Aspen?
the drive to Mammoth?
5 hours.
To do it in high school.
Really?
Well,
I've
yeah.
never been, but
It's-
TikTok is making me want to go.
It's the best snow in Southern California.
Maybe we do a little
Yeah,
group
that's
chat
true.
party up there.
Ooh, caliente.
Caliente.
Yeah.
Heating
Probably
up the
can make it
mountain.
happen.
I mean, we could definitely make it happen. We could also have your employee DJ at one of our parties. We have a fair amount of those.
Yeah.
He's looking for work.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. It would have been great for Art Basil this weekend.
I know.
Can we talk about Art Basil?
You can.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
What happened? I
What do
haven't
you
been.
think happened?
Man, I
haven't been in
FOMO.
5 years.
God damn it. You got to start texting me when you do random fun
I'm
shit.
going to everything, always.
Okay. So I'll
So
just remember.
you should just know I'm going.
So whenever there's a thing, I'll just say,
Here's
hey,
the thing.
Last
what
time
day are you
me and
leaving?
Drama went, we were at a Diddy party,
yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
canceled.
right?
Yeah.
Wait till the lawsuits start flying. I'm going to start distancing myself from you
You
guys.
guys are about to be
PTSD.
deposed.
That was Art Basel?
Yeah.
Damn. Why weren't you there?
He
I
went to
know.
sleep.
I knew
No,
it was
you
going
don't.
on the
Did
whole
he go to
time.
sleep?
I think he went to sleep.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I never.
You were definitely there.
Even
You
at
didn't know
Coachella, I didn't
nothing.
go to that party.
I didn't go to the Coachella.
I didn't
ones.
either.
No.
I
I
didn't
know
either.
you guys are all
Innocent.
I don't know what you guys are up to.
I left early at Miami.
You know what? Someone told me very early on in going out because nothing good happens after the club. And
But we,
Right.
and so when I was in my mid 20s, obviously I went to my fair share of after hours.
But you had
What are you
after
talking about?
hours.
Yeah,
But it was my house. It's controlled environment.
Nothing good happens at that house.
No, nothing good.
there's a lot of bad things that happened at that
I know,
house.
but it was my.
I know the
Yeah.
story.
It was a
Diddy.
controlled environment.
Well,
D. Diddy.
at Basel, the after parties don't they just go till 10 a.m.
I mean, I was with.
Yeah, Miami's just ridiculous.
I was with Rusty and Ash, our friends. They were, I don't know, noon texting me. I think they were still awake.
Yeah. I mean,
They're at Space.
well,
or-
Space hasn't
Right.
closed. Neither does
Yeah.
Well,
11.
space starts at 6
I mean,
a.m.
it starts. It's 24 hours.
It's so-
going.
Some DJs
Crazy.
on the
Yeah.
flyer. It's coming on at
Noon.
5 a.m.
Ash went to a DJ at noon.
Yeah.
At noon at Space. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Art Basel, for those that don't know, is like an art call it trade show
Right.
that happens all over the world.
D's a big art guy.
Big trade show guy.
Banana guy.
Big trade show
He's
guy.
a banana guy.
Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I've been probably going, I don't know, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that it's always been really fun to go to. And so I try to rope in some work to justify being there.
Right.
And so we had a bunch of meetings and I ended up going to 2 dinners with founders and VCs, Thursday night and Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I don't think people realize how MAGA
Everybody is?
the rest of the country is. You know how in LA, it's like, I'm MAGA because of this reason.
But even everybody I talk to in LA is at least secretly MAGA.
Yeah. What's interesting is I'm sitting across from a gentleman at dinner, probably late 40s, my guess. Asian, tells me he's gay, he's an immigrant. And I go, oh, where are you from? And he goes, Soviet Union.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, you're Russian?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm from San Francisco. And I was like, so basically, like he had to leave San Francisco because it was so out of control. He's a kid. He's a guy that grew up there.
But he lives in Russia?
No,
It's
he
a joke.
jokingly referenced communist Russia as San
Understood.
Francisco.
But you thought you live in fucking
I'm like, oh,
Russia.
you're Russian?
And he's like, no, I mean San Francisco. Got it.
yes, and then he goes on to tell me like why he left and why he lives in Miami and how his life is so much better and blah 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 blah. And I think specifically that group of people I was with were mainly people from Florida in both dinners.
They gotta all be MAGA.
And then yeah, like 90%.
Yeah.
And then one of the dinners I went to was like a lot of it was like David parties with like David Sachs and Keith Raboy and all those guys were all there. Obviously that crowd, that's like the Trump's.
Yeah,
Inner
the
circle,
Trump's
right.
cabinet.
Right. Right.
Well, any founder trying to raise money is probably pretty pro.
Right. Right.
And so I think so that was a big, most interesting thing that I noticed. And then outside of that, it's like any other year, right? Like the hot restaurants are slammed. Like Delilah was just bananas.
Yeah.
You were there with John, right?
Yeah. And our good friend John Jay. and Brian Toll and all our friends there. And so Delilah was crazy. Ate at a few other restaurants. You know, I was only there basically 2 nights. And then traffic as usual, horrible.
Right.
Terrible infrastructure.
Did you go out at night? Like, what was the latest you were awake? 11 p.m.?
12:30.
Right. It's pretty good. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Did you go
because
to any-
everything doesn't start till 12:30.
Right.
Yeah. I honestly did. I problem is I had 2 early meetings that I couldn't be late for because they're work related.
You don't want to roll out of 11 right into the meeting.
Yeah. Not with these people.
Did you go to any clubs or just?
I didn't go to any nightclubs. I went to the convention center just to see the art and the fun of that.
See the art.
Do the
I
bananas.
saw some art.
Yeah.
The best piece was a Chinese artist. I think his name is Ai Weiwei, and he has a big piece that says "fuck 'em all." So we start poking around with the gallery. It's Legos. It's made out of Legos. Guess how much this piece was?
10 mil.
It's big.
Yeah.
20 mil.
580 grand. It was literally Legos.
How big?
I would say like half of our wall here.
But
And-
just Legos.
And literally Legos
And it
just
says
spelled
fuck
out
'em all.
fuck 'em all. Right.
Mm.
He goes, "Oh, this is a very introspective piece," and blah, blah. It's just fuck them all. I don't know. Is there that much
Yeah,
depth
we
in this
get it.
piece?
You don't have to look much deeper.
What's funny is I went to a holiday party of a very close friend, and a handful of the folks listened to the pod. I'm a target.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
better
yeah,
get security,
yeah.
otherwise you're UnitedHealthcare.
Everyone keeps like attacking me.
Yeah,
They're like, how do you feel?
You're not with the trend.
Yeah, you're like a Trump voter in 2016.
Yeah, they're like shocked that you still exist.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny because it's all like very successful, wealthy people.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Well,
it's
obviously,
so
successful,
weird.
wealthy people all voted for Trump.
I've learned that.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think ever.
I think you didn't think you thought I was crazy when I was saying all this stuff, but
Yeah.
when you go out in the world, everyone has just changed their tune.
Our friend was sitting on a couch and we were watching the UFC fight,
Mhm.
and he just leaned over and goes, "You're MAGA, right?" And they just did a fist bump.
Did you fist bump him or
No,
Just out of
not
nowhere?
me. It was someone else
Just out of nowhere.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was a great fight though.
Yeah, it was. Even today, I was golfing and I got paired with golfing with my friend. Got paired with a guy, and the guy
The three of you.
Where'd you
well,
golf? I
there was
golfed
actually
today.
2 of them. Moore Park. There was actually 2. There was 2 of us, 2 of them, and the guy was just. You could tell they were kind of like trying to ease into like Trump, like see the reaction.
Everyone wants to ease into it.
Right. And then once like we were like show that we're not offended by it, they were like, fucking Trump, yeah. Like, like going crazy. And the guy was saying like, dude, in 2016, I wore around like a fuck Trump hat. Like I hated Trump. I thought it was so bad. And he's like, now I'm like toe dipping if I can wear a MAGA hat.
Yeah, and he race.
White,
Okay. Older, younger.
probably low 40s,
Okay.
but seemed, would have been token LA liberal.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
But it's just, I feel like that is so common.
Yeah.
But can I reel it back in? He's going to win the popular vote by 2.5 million votes.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty an even country.
Listen, not now, Anand.
Yeah, it's over.
2.5 million is not even.
It's over, Anand.
Also surprising given
Then he won.
no that given how much I'm sure Anand's pretty deep in crypto. I'm surprised you're not a little more
He is.
Trump.
He's
Obviously, he went to a MAGA
Hey,
party.
as soon as we
He went
stop
to a MAGA
recording-
Christmas party last night.
Speaking
But I was
as soon as we stop recording, he fucking cartwheels out of here. And checks
Speaking
his
of
bank balance.
Bitcoin, my buddy was in the club in Miami at Art Basil when Bitcoin hit 100K. And he
That's
said
good.
every fucking bottle service sign was coming out with Bitcoin 100K.
Oh my god!
Every sign going to every table.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to respect that I go to a holiday party and I still hold
You
my
have no-
ground.
I don't know what holding your ground means. What did
Meaning,
you do?
like, I just say, like, yeah, you guys, we have different opinions.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter anymore. Now it's,
Yeah.
now
that's
we're on
the
the same
opinion.
team again.
Yeah. Even Trump said that today in Meet the Press. He actually was very political in that.
Right.
Yeah, my
Is it-
mom actually talks about the Meet the Press interview.
He said, I'm not, there's no
Did you
retribution.
watch it with her? Because I think she was at your house, right?
No, not today. She wasn't
I mean,
there
if you
today.
actually
This
listen to
morning,
what he's
Yeah,
I
saying,
left early. because we went to basketball.
She told me she watched the Meet the Press.
Maybe she, on her phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the words he's saying are actually very peaceful and
Yeah. So here's a really interesting news bit. So Tim Waltz's daughter on TikTok posted a major red flag in dating is if they follow
my dad.
Joe Rogan
Oh
or
my
listen to
God.
Joe Rogan.
Ugh. That was a common thing like a year ago.
Yeah,
That's a negative
I
thing?
think
Yeah.
and
Huge red flag.
And I know that there is a noticeable decrease in engagement on dating apps. And
Yeah.
everyone thinks it's some other reason. I literally think it's political, that it is very difficult. Right now, we know young men, a good majority of young men are more Trump supporters.
For sure.
Right.
Young women lean way more left.
I mean, if you take out Trump and Rogan,
Yeah.
because let's just say there's probably some non-Trump voters who
Yeah,
still listen to Rogan.
Yeah.
If you take
That's me.
young men, right? So you
You love
take
Joe Rogan.
young
I
men
love
off
Rogan.
of dating apps who voted for Trump or listen to Joe Rogan, who do you have left?
Yeah, there's not so many guys left.
There's nobody left. So I agree with you. I don't.
I think it is an issue because in dating, you know, in the discovery process of another person, you're gonna go, what do you do? The first thing, I haven't dated anyone, but my guess is you go to their Instagram.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And you want to know what else I think I see happening is like a lot of people are sitting at home bored on their phones, making up what their red flags and their instant no's are before. Like, I think like a while ago, before all these apps and things, you would just go meet people.
And you have to spend time to discover the red flags.
Right. And you might be like, normally I wouldn't go for someone like this, but you open my eyes to it or whatever. I feel like people are just sitting at home, like making up their, like, I won't date someone who has all of any of these things. And it's like everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't think guys have that many of those lists.
No.
Guys-
No,
guys-
I
think
mean
that's
girls.
idiots.
I mean girls.
I think a separate thing.
I mean girls strictly.
It's only girls. There's
Yeah.
no guy making a list of red flags.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a red flag for a girl.
So separately,
No, it's just hot or not. Yeah.
no, but separately, I was at a birthday dinner, small one at someone's place, and a fairly young person asked me and Amanda, "Do you have any single guys?" And I said, "What age?" And she goes, "I have all ages of girls." And I'm like, they can't find boyfriends?
What is
It
she
was a
mad at?
friend. Yeah, she. What's
What,
happening?
all ages of girls? Who talks like that?
No, she's trying
she
to
a
help her
matchmaker?
friends.
Also, there
No,
should
she's
be an
trying to help
age
her friends.
cutoff.
Yeah.
She's trying to help her friends. And I was like, okay, like what age? And
Right.
she was like, it doesn't matter. I have 20-year-olds. I have 30-year-olds. They
Sounds
all
like a madam.
Some
No,
It
divorcees.
sounds a little
the broader
prostitute-y.
point is that a lot of young females can't find boyfriends.
Yeah. Because I think that they have this dumb shit. Like if you listen to Joe Rogan and they've never listened to Joe Rogan, they don't know what he talks about.
Yeah.
They just think he's ultra right. You know, like I think,
And you know the girl that I'm talking about. So she's not a
and
man.
she is a madam indeed.
No, you don't know what people are doing in private time.
If she was madam, she wouldn't tell you either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that there's too many guidelines and things.
Yeah, and I think
Do you
unfortunately
think people just draw the line in the sand?
in their head.
I
in
think
their head.
young women are, and I guess it
you're
might be
probably
unfair.
around a lot of
younger people.
younger people than
Thank
we
you.
are.
Thank you. Finally, some appreciation for my youth.
So what's going on? Because I'm not.
Well, Ryan's more. He's actually.
No,
hanging
I
out
know,
with
but he's a savage. So it doesn't
I think to the people that are going out, and social and meeting people, everything is normal. I don't know that you're meeting like, you know, your absolute little princess in the, you know, at Ryan's party, but
Hold on. These are highly curated events.
but that's always been
classy.
difficult. That's always been tough though. But what I get the impression is that there's a lot of, it seems like young women that are at home on like apps and Instagram and have just too many like barriers to entry.
Also,
They psych themselves
Also, the
up.
difference is
Yeah.
if you're scrolling on some guy's Instagram and he, you know, some people might, you know, post a photo wearing their "Make America Great Again" hat, but someone that's like, you know, super liberal, there's no way to really express that with like merch or apparel before you meet them. You know, no one's rocking like a
crop
Kamala
top.
hat. It's not.
It's probably embarrassing
man in a
to
crop
post
top.
the liberal thing right now.
Oh, now it definitely is.
But I think, to be honest with you, I think that there is a certain bit of like virtue signaling that still exists in that.
But you
world.
think it's amongst women, which is why, because the data is clear, right? Women lean very high liberal, at least in the circles we're talking about,
Well, single, unmarried women definitely do.
in the 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the men are super Republican,
Right.
Yeah. Young men.
young men.
I mean, I've definitely talked to some young women who think the world is ending still.
Yeah.
But that's just. I mean,
So how does
I feel
that,
like that's typically because of one issue that they're very concerned about.
but how
Yeah,
does
but
that,
I've talked to people who
But-
literally think like, oh, he's a racist and like all minorities are like
So you-
severely
what's-
in trouble.
what's-
Except Indians. The whole fucking administration is Indian.
but what's unique about this time is I think it's the first time, at least in my adulthood, that politics actually affected relationships.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it always did. We just didn't.
No, but I
I've
mean,
never thought
what are you
about
talking
it.
about? Romney,
until-
Obama, no one cared.
I bet you Obama was very polarizing.
But
All right, before
now, but the
Obama,
media is
like-
heightened to the point of like
the
like,
media wants
they
it.
kind of
The-
created that.
they
too,
wanted that.
in
They
my-
want that.
my
But yeah,
opinion.
Obama, I was,
No, I'm talking
in
about
my
for-
20s out about, nobody ever brought up Obama or not.
Because he was the popular young person's choice.
But Drama's point is that he was in his 20s when Obama was president. No one asked you who you voted for.
well,
It never
'cause
even came up.
It's because of TikTok. Just
Yeah.
think about it. Why? Like,
That's my point. This
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
first time where it matters
Yeah.
who you actually support.
I think it matters.
it is so easy to manipulate people. Like, you want to go
Yeah.
to Mammoth. Mammoth is not that nice.
It's pretty fun.
But
it's not
pretty fun.
Aspen. It's not Park City.
Well, yeah, but we're right near LA, and 10 million people can just drive over to Mammoth and get a
Yeah.
little.
I know, but it's not
party
like
in.
it's not that great of a ski resort compared to the other places.
Half
But
the
what's your
people are
point?
there
Because you
just to
saw it on
fucking party.
TikTok, you're saying?
Yeah, he got manipulated.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But we've all always been getting
Now we're doing a
manipulated.
party.
It's
Yeah.
just, I think that politics entering like the pop culture conversation is
Yeah.
new since Trump.
Yeah.
And now I think that it's literally keeping people from, I think it's cutting people's dating pools in half.
I actually think it's so, I bet you if you actually looked at it, like if you could get the real data, it's impossible to get the real data
Yeah.
because it's how people feel and you'll never know how to quantify that. But I feel like a lot of people are not interacting because of politics.
Yeah. And let me just say,
And
when
that's
you
a social
add
media
people, phenomenon.
because
Yeah.
phenomenon.
because
right?
Tim Waltz's daughter going to think about it. She has 200,000 followers. Let's assume this video went viral. It's in Daily Mail, so it definitely went viral. I don't know, millions of people saw it.
Right.
And let's assume it skewed more towards women that saw it. They may say, I agree with her. Anyone who follows Joe Rogan. You know how many men follow Joe Rogan?
But keep
30
in
million?
mind, like,
50 million? They're gone out of the dating pool.
My friend met a girl in Market in Venice, and somehow in the first 30 seconds they got to talking about politics at the bar.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
normal
but
though
in-
now, I think.
I won't say who he is, but he basically is like, I'm full Trump, and the girl was like super down, and they went home.
Yeah.
See?
What's,
It could go either way.
what's also funny is I've seen a lot of girls that are really hot on Instagram that follow Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
which is that's another
Well,
thing.
there's a
that's-
whole SEC thing.
Oh yeah,
That all the hot girls at the sorority do the Trump dance. And
Right.
that's like a TikTok.
well, everyone's
phenomenon.
doing that dance. Like John Jones won his UFC fight, and he
Yeah.
goes to Donnie and
Yeah,
It's a
because I
good
also
dance.
think maybe
But here's the point. We're thinking it's this like tsunami, but it's really not because it's 2.5 million people more Trump versus Democrats.
also we're talking about LA, which is bubbly, but I have seen a
we
lot
have
of
to
you go
kind
to
of
an
like,
SEC school, and you say you're not MAGA,
right,
Yeah.
you're not getting laid.
right,
Yeah.
right.
but I think we have to rein it back in, and I think the thing that happened between 2020 George Floyd and 2024 Trump,
Mm-hmm.
the way the temperature of the country changed so quickly,
Yeah,
we have to be cognizant that it could change quickly differently.
Yeah. I
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
of course, the only thing is as long as the Democrats don't listen and they keep talking, no one gives a shit what they say anymore. They're done. If Gavin Newsom is your front runner or Harris are the two front runners,
I
for
don't
next,
think Harris is.
but they are though.
I know, but that's just because they're the names.
I also don't think the temperature could change just like super fast because I think when
Trump took 8 years.
No, but when you were locked down in COVID, everybody learned, right? It taught us that legacy media was manipulating a lot of people, and it illegitimized a lot of it, and a lot of this, podcast star power came out, right? And I think people have learned, and people are like finally thinking for themselves. So I don't think that it could just switch.
I actually do, because I think what you're referencing is the podcasts, Rogan, Theo Vaughn, Schultz, all these guys, they're willing to change their mind.
That's true, but I'm just saying people actually think for themselves.
I don't
now.
think they're stubborn. They're not stubborn.
I think it
like
took 8
legacy
years
media.
to convince people that Trump was a legitimate candidate. It took 8 years.
Well, but there's also like a lot of other data that show, we were all told one story, and then, masks were bullshit, right? Like, and so there was like learning lessons along that journey.
I think the theory that JD Vance is this next hero is completely false. They've literally sidelined him. It's just Elon and his crew.
But we don't know.
Well, I'm not that's the Democratic talking point. If you guys want to win, don't talk about JD Vance. Talk about your ideas.
Well,
I'm telling you,
I think it's bigger than that. I don't really give a shit about the JD Vance narrative. I'm just talking about people.
No, but
in
everyone
general
assumes
thinking for
JD Vance.
themselves.
He's not the guy. He's not going to win in 4 years. It might be another Republican.
I have no idea, and I have no argument to make there.
I mean,
I'm just talking
Kamala
about people in
almost
general.
won, and she was the worst presidential candidate ever. And at the buzzer, they put her in, and it almost worked. So anything's possible.
Of course, anything's possible, but they've clearly sidelined him.
I don't clearly. How's it clear?
Sworn in.
What's that?
How's it clear?
Yeah, no.
Who's talking?
This is why. That's why he's going to win.
In. He's not even. They're not. It's not even
president.
January.
Yeah, he's not the president.
How often does the vice president pipe up?
Elon's in Notre Dame with.
Right, because the richest man in the world is trying to completely overhaul government spending. It's just a big news topic. It's hard for JD Vance.
Why isn't JD Vance in Paris?
Because he's not the vice president of the United States yet.
Why is Elon?
Elon can hop on his own private jet and go wherever the fuck he wants.
I think it's too early.
He's on Trump's jet.
I think this is a wrong talking point for your party.
Also, who's more valuable?
It's not about talking point.
Elon?
It's just really
who's more valuable to Trump?
It's Elon
or JD? Obviously Elon.
And then Elon's not going to become president. So Elon's going to be like, who's my next guy? JD Vance.
Right.
Elon's going to live for another 100 years.
Like, where was Kamala the whole presidency of Biden?
Nowhere.
Hidden. And then she still came out and almost won. So I'm not even fighting for JD Vance because I couldn't care less, but I just don't think that's the right point to make.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the point I'm making?
You're just trying to
just
you're
like
saying
everyone
JD
thinks
Vance is
JD
not
Vance
the
is
guy.
the next
He's
guy.
not the guy.
He's not
No, he's not.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
That is my point.
Clip this.
Also, that's point in 4 years when we're having
He got
igloos at
his
the White
Bitcoin
House.
clip. I want to get the JD Vance clip.
All right, D's a half a bottle into the Caliente. Right?
Yeah, I'm getting
It's feeling spicy.
it's so good.
Yeah. But to Ryan's point, I think I don't think that this is as simple as like a pop culture shift that just happened quick and it could happen back. I think this is like a phenomenon of like everyone talking about how evil and bad Trump was, and then a slow over the course of 8 years unraveling of trust in all the people that told us Trump was Hitler. And I think even to your point of George Floyd, I don't take it lightly, and I don't think a lot of people do, that the George Floyd thing was like this massive moment in like civil rights in our time, right? And every bit of messaging around it, for the most part, was Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, NFL, everyone's involved, Black Lives Matter. And then unfortunately, which I think this is such a tragedy, the Black Lives Matter Foundation essentially stole all the money. And that's just publicly known. And there's nothing we can really do about it. But everyone just kind of like across the board, it's like, okay, we all tried to be woke. We all tried to be like super virtue-y. And it all was just like smoke and mirrors. Yeah. And now when we look at this Trump guy, we're sort of learning that a lot of that was smoke and mirrors too. And all this COVID stuff and all this whatever. And I think it's like an unraveling. I don't think you could just as quickly jump back. I think it's going to take a totally different strategy.
I think the half-lives of everything happens so much quicker.
But it's a trust
I think people
issue.
are smarter than we think.
Yeah, I think
I'm not saying people aren't dumb.
I just think
it's sort of ingrained in us, right? Like we now, before when you watch the news, you like took it pretty much for face value. And now I look and I'm like, all right, what channel is this on? Is this fucking bullshit?
I agree.
Right.
And I think we should.
And you do that. I mean, everyone.
I 100% do that right now. And I think a good segue is the UnitedHealthcare CEO.
I mean, you have something you want to say about it first?
Are you going to talk about the memes?
I'm just going to talk about the fact that like overwhelmingly the public opinion,
Democrat and Republican,
is like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Which
Both
is
sides.
crazy.
Both sides.
Which is really, which
sad.
is scary.
Crazy. I just saw a post that was like Chipotle raising their prices by 2% because of inflation. And it's like, who's the CEO? Who's the CEO?
So here's the facts that I'll put out, and which is why I am happy to go on the conspiracy theory. He's a CEO of a $562 billion company.
Yeah.
Almost $750 billion company.
Yep.
The board mandates security.
Right.
At that scale.
Totally.
Right. But
why was there no one there?
And he was there apparently. So, I feel like typically these assassinations happen like after the meeting and when they're leaving, but he arrived like an hour early,
right.
apparently. So somebody somebody knew that he was going to be there early.
But he's not allowed to leave his hotel room without security.
I know, but listen, I agree with you. But what Ryan's saying is, I agree with this too, is like, okay, because this was, to me,
that's where I went to the conspiracy theory.
Right, but to me, what's reasonable?
There's no one around him.
To me, what's reasonable is the guy getting up early and wanting to head over a little early.
You can't do that.
I know. But listen, it seems reasonable that if no CEO has been fucking murdered from behind by John Wick in the sense we can remember, like he's like, fuck it, dude. Like you get a little loose over all the years of having security. The thing that feels crazy to me is the conference didn't start for like an hour later,
so
an hour and a half later.
Early.
His walk was so short, it was across the street. It just feels like someone would have had to tell this dude, even if you knew his schedule, like, oh, he's going to go in.
You don't know that he was going to come down that early.
An hour and a half early?
Totally. And again, usually it's after you leave is when the random assassin knows.
Let's just get to the point. You want to should I give you my theories?
Yeah.
No, but can we talk about the security standpoint? We know a lot of like celebrities, they cannot leave their hotel room without security taking them down to the elevator.
Right, but like, do you remember the very famous video of Justin Bieber like wandering around fucking Santee Alley, seeming a little sketchy with Selena Gomez? I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah, I remember
like that. Everybody, I'll just tell you because I've been around a lot of it too.
Board mandated security.
And what I'm telling you is everybody says fuck it. Yeah. In these little moments. I'm just running to get coffee. Like I don't want to fucking call the guys. You know,
I don't know. Healthcare is...
No, but they have guys at their
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, I'm sure there was security in that car too. Like the guy apparently was like pretty good shot because did he have no security with him? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know.
I'm sure he had security.
There was no.
I'm sure he had security with him. And the guy
hotel.
pulled up, like he escaped on like
By
a
the way,
city
he took him
bike.
3 shots. It wasn't even a good shot.
No, so
he hit a silencer too.
And he jammed his gun.
Yeah, this is not a professional assassin.
There's a chance that gun was...
There's also engravings on the bullet, apparently.
Yeah, denied, deposed.
It's a title of a book about how the healthcare system's fucked.
I'm going to give you...
that's why it's definitely a conspiracy.
I'm giving you an anecdote.
They want you to think it's that. It's his wife.
I'm giving you an anecdote that I can't say any names or anything. The Humana CEO, which is another healthcare company, much smaller than UnitedHealthcare, showed up at a business conference in a secluded place and had more security than everyone. He had 10 security guards with him.
Right.
All the pharmaceutical CEOs have mega security.
So we don't even need to argue about the security thing because there's no argument.
That's why the conspiracy exists. That's in my opinion.
I agree. But let me just say, I do think that another big thing is if you knew, even if you were really smart and you're like, the conference starts at 8, I'm going to wait around 7:30. I bet he'll be walking over. But he was there an hour and a half early. Like, why was he walking over an hour and a half early? And how did that guy know that? And he was there with no security. So, but then what's the theory?
So the conspiracy ideas could be he was being investigated by the DOJ for insider trading.
Like, wasn't he supposed to testify about business practices and things?
So maybe he knew the ship was sinking. And maybe him and his wife said that probably has a $50 million life insurance policy. He has children. And he's like,
50 mil? This guy probably makes 50 million.
I'm just saying, I'm sure
It's a $500 billion company.
I know, but if you're going down for a federal crime, your money's gone. They're gonna seize everything and fuck you, right?
But it sounds more like the wife might be privy to that, and she was like,
Yes. So I think it could
do you
be
think
like,
he
but
could've
I
hired
also
the guy?
do think
He's like,
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna go
kinda what
early.
he
I'll
was
meet you
saying,
that
but
I
front.
also think
Shoot
it
me in
could
the
be.
chest.
I also think it
Don't
could
make
miss.
it quick.
also could be him.
Yeah,
He's just like, I'm fucked. I don't want my kids to be fucked.
that's what we said. We said he
Yeah.
he dials up his boy who was in the Marines. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna be here early.
But man, what a fucked up way to. I mean, wouldn't you be like, yo, I got shoved out of a window at least? You're gonna take multiple shots.
That's why I could make a bigger national thing because the engravings on
and
there's all these little
I think,
crumbs.
The one thing that to me the most interesting part post murder was the wife giving a immediate quote to the press.
Yeah, she had it ready.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, there's been a lot of death threats lately, which then feeds into the thing that it's like a disgruntled. When you get declined for a bill,
Yeah.
you never know who the CEO is.
No, it's signed actually.
I know, but you
I
still
see it.
don't fucking know.
Did you see they tracked the assassin? He's like walking through some area with a camera and he like pulls his mask down to like talk to some lady
Yeah.
and like
At
he's
the
like
hostel.
he's like a good looking guy and like it's all over like E!
He's
News and
flirting with the
all the girl like it's blowing
His
up.
jacket, Levi's
Heartthrob.
jacket exploded in sales.
Yeah.
So that's a separate topic we should address. Is that I'm not condoning murder.
Yeah.
But the fact that the general public had an overwhelming support of
Yeah. it's
basically like
Guess who's gonna fix
healthcare
it?
claims.
D,
Trump.
J,
No, but
T.
so let me
Yeah,
tell you
he's
because I've
definitely
actually
Caliente.
JD Vance.
JD
My
Vance.
guy JD.
Yeah, I was looking at when the post came out. I was looking at the comments.
Maybe you should go to
and it's
JD
like
Vance's.
the comments like, hope he has good health insurance and shit.
right.
So what's I think it's
crazy.
interesting, not interesting. What's important to point out is how the healthcare system works and how many people, if you go on Twitter, Instagram, you go on any social media platform, of how many people have stories of family members
Yeah.
that
everywhere.
have died because of denied claims.
Yeah.
They can't get a heart attack they can't get a surgery for a heart.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Kidney, liver,
That's
anything.
what the book is about. The book's about the strategy that they use to keep their profit high, which is essentially they bake into their business model, deny a bunch of claims, make them sue you. And whichever ones you lose, you lose.
By the way, this
Yeah.
is what I guarantee you. I'm going to bet, like, he doesn't think JD Vance is going to be president. I will bet anything Elon, within the next 24 months, build something for the healthcare industry.
I hope he does. And I'm totally open to it. Because
He can't be bought. The
Right.
only reason why I like rich people in government, really rich, not like 50 millionaires. I'm talking people worth 50 billion, 100 billion. They cannot be bought. What are you going to offer them?
Yeah. No,
He also-
it's totally fair. And I've dealt with the healthcare system for the last 6 years, and it's very intimidating.
Mhm.
And I think the way they try to,
That's by design, you know?
yeah. And I've been in situations. I'll tell a story. 4:30 in the morning, we're trying to get a MRI and PET scan for Mav, pre-surgical. You have to get the data. And with a young kid, you need a pediatric anesthesiologist. It's like a lot of parties that need to be involved.
Right.
So it's not easy to get together.
Right.
And I show up at UCLA and, the finance department's like, this hasn't been approved. And I was like, okay, fine. They're like, if it's not approved, you're going to be on the hook.
Right.
Or it will be approved a few days later.
Right.
And I was like,
But you need it now.
I need it now.
Yeah.
And it was so serious.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Just I'll sign whatever. But
Yep.
I can do that.
Yep.
99% of people can't do that.
And chances are, once you've already done it, they're like, "Oh, he already did it." Like, I'm sure we can find a way to fuck him out of this. You know.
Yeah.
But whereas if you
No, this
do
is
it with
like
some planning,
so. Our son Maverick was in the pre-surgical part of the hospital. I was downstairs with finance negotiating.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they do that purposely. You understand that is a ploy. And
It's just like we were talking about Amazon the other day. Their incentive is to not make it easy and flawless and cover everything.
And so this is why it's so important to bring in new leadership in Washington, because your experience is only in healthcare. What if I told you every department's fucked?
Yeah.
100% department. And guess what? No one was going to fix shit. They're not incentivized to. They're all paid off to keep going the way it is. So now you have people. What?
It's so common that universally everyone is celebrating a guy's murder on camera.
Yeah.
Like no one's like, well, wait a minute. I had a good experience.
Yeah. No. It's the most, if you talked about CSAT, customer satisfaction, it's 0. 0% of people are happy with the American healthcare system.
They want you murdered.
You go to other countries like Australia, or one of our employees, Jonas, is from Denmark. Like you just go to the doctor and it's included. You don't have to pay anything. Right. Or you go to Australia.
Here's the problem.
The doctor says, hey, only use these antibiotics if you need them. Where here they're like, finish the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's.
But here's the problem, because I know everyone, promotes healthcare systems outside the country. The best doctors are still in America. There's not even a question.
But that is nothing. That doesn't mean
if you want to get the care.
Right.
Yeah, but the system's still broken.
The system's broken 100%.
You know why?
Yeah. But if you want to get to the best doctor, you still have to be.
No, that's because the smartest people in the world live in one country.
Yeah.
But that's just not medical. That's everything.
Yes.
The best semiconductor company, the best internet company, the best everything is America.
I agree.
But that's what a shame.
The healthcare system's the one that's
because it's corrupt.
But it's like if like LeBron and every other star lived in another country and just their league sucked so bad it was unwatchable. It's like a shame. It's not I don't think that's part of the system necessarily. I think America attracts the best and brightest. And I think, unfortunately, the way that we built that system is just fucked up.
Yeah. It's not like the doctors get rewarded either.
No,
doctors
they don't.
Make jack shit.
They don't. No. I know the doctors don't. And
everyone does.
They don't get more money off of this racket.
The money that they should be given the
doctors
profession.
Should be paid like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like a hot surgeon. Yeah, should make $20 million a year.
Like physically hot?
Yeah.
Just like
I think it's a massive structural flaw of how all this works. It's just really weird.
Yeah, that's because it's corrupt.
Well, they always catch.
It's about money.
I know it's about money, but
I think it's comparable to like everything that we're learning about like regulation. That we have all these amazing people, but the infrastructure is starting to get so bad that it doesn't even allow them to really thrive.
There's also a reason that like these doctors, when like what was it, like Oxycontin or whatever, where they all get busted for, prescribing all these people stuff because they're getting paid to do it. I mean, there's a whole, like there is sort of conflicting interests across the board. And
what Anna's talking about is like the revolutionary, like brain surgeons and people that are like the absolute best in the world, cutting edge, who do well. I mean, just like you say about investing, the problem is there's nowhere else to go. It's still the best, unfortunately. So as bad as it is, it's still the best. That's kind of like America's slogan at the moment.
Right.
And
that's how it tells you. I don't know if you guys saw Alex Karp's rant at some defense conference.
He was at the Reagan thing.
I
didn't see it, but
he basically was saying, like, this is the greatest place on earth. This is greatest everything.
Right.
And all of these other countries are, I don't think people realize, like when it comes to defense, in America, it's called defense because we're trying to defend whatever we got.
Right.
In other countries, it's probably called offense. It's not called defense.
Right.
Like these people's goal is to annihilate other people.
Right.
They're not looking to like.
Well, what's funny is, that's what we do too.
Yeah, but we do it because
we're just the best at it.
Yeah, we're just we have more money.
I think part of our propaganda is calling it defense. We're mostly on offense.
And we use like free speech as a way to like get what we want in other countries too.
I agree with that.
We say like we're gonna support the free speech party, but it's really we support them because they're aligned with our interests to get us what we need out of that country.
But here's the thing. Okay, so let's say my hypothesis is incorrect there.
Okay.
Would we all agree the quality of life for the average American is better than any other place in the world?
100%.
Undeniable.
So then we are defending a quality of life and for our people.
But we can improve it.
No,
but
I just think that we provoke most of this is a totally different topic.
Yeah.
But I think that if you take a look at it, we provoke it in other countries in an effort to gain more power and control.
Yeah.
I think if we left them alone, they would leave us alone.
So maybe.
I think if you look, look, unfortunately, I hate to say this. If you look at most of the people that fuck with us, it's because we fucked with them for a long time.
Okay, so do you think that their theory was, I'm not agreeing with them, that their theory was if we don't control this pocket of people, there's a chance they get too much power and change the way the world looks?
To be honest with you, I don't believe that anymore. I think that it's like going out and bullying a bunch of people and then saying, yeah, but if we didn't, they might have came and bullied us.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Or maybe they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But like, if you read all of these wars and like what the CIA has really been up to for a while, and like we go, even Ukraine, we overthrew the democratically elected government and put our guy in and called it democratically elected and then paused all elections while the war is going on.
So
like we're fucking really sneaky.
So I think so let me ask you this. Historically, with Nazi Germany, Soviet Russia, don't you think those were two instances where they could have become the world superpower?
Yes, I believe all of this has happened since World War II.
Post World War II.
Yep. I think World War II, we dropped bombs at the Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and we were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like we are officially the best. The CIA has to stick around. Yeah. We have world domination. Our economy is now big. Like I think that was the moment that our power got out of hand.
Yeah. Where we had to do, and people now overreached.
Yes.
Okay.
I think up until World War II.
I'm okay with that because like, in the only case where I, as like just like a average American citizen, I would say I would still be fearing anything Russia and still be fearing anything China.
Right, but look, in interviews, and I'm not saying I shouldn't even say this.
But I guess
here's what I would say.
I understand Drama's point. What's your point?
My point is, specifically to what Alex Karp's comment was around the defense industry in America.
He's just kind of floating a theory. I don't think you're even that passionate about it.
Alex Karp's point is basically we funded the military industrial complex to make sure we're the greatest country of all time.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And
I think that's right.
Yeah, that is right. I think the risk of not doing it is here's what I think.
I think those are two different points though.
No, I mean
like name any war that we have been in since World War II.
Yeah.
They're all like, if you look at them,
and you think about
that's fine.
If you think about the U.S., we also have the geographical
with the two
advance, right? The oceans, no one.
We have like more ports than any country, like
and
I agree that our defense. Maybe this is what I didn't watch that.
Think about who can come on land and just start shooting Americans. The cartel. That's it.
They're not gonna.
They're definitely not Canada.
I just think
Bieber's not coming in with a rifle.
I don't know exactly what Alec Karp's statement was, but just for the record, I do agree that we should have the most advanced defense capabilities.
Yes.
I just think that a lot of the actual engagements that we've been in are.
My point was more around.
Yes.
So like, let's say, for example, what happened in the last 48 hours in Syria, their leader was overthrown in 13 fucking days.
I know, but what happened there? Do we know?
So, I mean,
we should
the
get
rebels.
The rebels that were funded by outside
Kamala.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not even trying to in no way am I like anti-American here or anything. And to be dead honest, like, I'm glad everything's went the way it's went because this is the best country to live in. So I'm not saying I would go back and change the hands of time, but we do have like a blueprint of overthrowing governments and putting in people that we like so that we can have their resources.
So I guess despite all the horrific things that have happened, we get to go to Art Basil. We get to go to Coachella.
100%.
Could they have been right?
That's the part I'm not willing to. Yep.
We have no idea.
Yep.
If we just walked away from everything and said, fuck it, we're just going to worry about ourselves. Is our life?
Yes. I want to give you my version. Another version of it, though, is had we handled it in a less aggressive, killy way.
I don't think that you either are killy or you get killed. That's how the world works.
No,
we don't know.
I don't even want to stand on this argument too much because I feel like I'm going to get fucked for it. But Iraq is a good example of our model.
Yeah, that was
which is go in, kill a bunch of people, put in place a government that we like so that we can have their resources. Yeah. So it definitely has given us more resources over time. But I don't know. My hypothetical is if there was maybe a more peaceful way to go about it and to sort of share prosperity in exchange for resources, could in theory the world feel a lot safer.
Sort of what Ukraine's about too. Like, I was listening to a podcast and it's like Ukraine has $12 trillion worth of like minerals and resources, and it's just a total flex off for who's going to control those coming out of the country.
Yeah. Plus, we get to just poke Russia.
So I have.
I don't think we want to poke Russia. I think we just want Ukraine's shit.
I have a text.
I think we do. I think we like to keep them busy, and
I'm not going to reveal his name.
Poke them without American lives being lost.
But he's an expert in this region, and he sent me a long message about what's going on in Syria. I can read it. If it's boring, edit it. Don't care.
How long is it?
Not long. The guy's propping up Assad, which is who runs Syria, where Iran directly and through Hezbollah and Russia. Russia is bogged down in Ukraine, and Iran is on the back foot after Israel fighting Hezbollah. The rebels, backed by Turkey and others in the Gulf, saw that the government would not be able to put up much of a resistance, so they came out and basically smoked his ass.
Yeah, that's what I read too. That sounds right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was a great power move.
And now he's in asylum in Russia.
Yeah, in Moscow. And I read
so he'll be
briefly,
in Dubai very quickly.
Right.
What I did read about the leader, I guess he's former al-Qaeda or whatever, he did say, I want to create a more tolerant culture. He said shit like that you don't expect a rebel to say. And it could actually be great. Like, it could be good for the region that, like, Assad's not like some fucking Nobel Peace Prize winning person.
No.
It's a horrible person.
But I'm just saying that could have been a CIA op, right?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, once again, I don't want to represent myself as like...
we can end it on this. The only thing I know is that some of the leaders in some of these countries are complete psychopaths.
Yep.
And some are just about the money.
But like who?
I would say Assad is a psychopath.
Right.
Yeah.
He killed a lot of his people.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just, it's so weird.
What do you think about Saddam?
Great.
You're a Saddam guy?
Love him all around. Yeah, no, I know. And once again, I don't want to pretend like I'm more educated on the topic than I am.
I'm not educated on it at all. I just know some of those people are psychopaths.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm just really, I think, really like...
I want Xi Jinping to be a little afraid of us.
Yeah.
I don't want him to... He's looking for world dominance. He's not looking for China to just prosper. He's just looking for dominance.
There's a reason that you get tax write-offs in China for shipping fentanyl to Mexico.
Right. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with it. I think I'm just so paranoid or so like cautious of the fact that there is just an industry that makes a lot of money, including Palantir or whatever, all these new things. The more that we actually fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just...
But I think, to your point, half of it is just having the capabilities. You know, you do a little,
I agree with that
do a little TikTok
%.
video showing American capabilities.
Right.
Maybe people stand down.
I just don't think that they make the same revenue just based on developing capabilities. Like, you got to launch them.
No, but yeah, I think to a certain extent you do. But I
you got to move through the inventory, else, you know, it's going to ghost. Hey, we have
missiles.
20,000 Stinger missiles.
By the way, that's how a lot of these wars have started. Excess Russian missiles ends up in Afghan rebels.
We all saw War Dogs.
Right.
We saw the Jonah Hill movie.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
We can move on. So to big pop culture news.
Big one.
Jay-Z.
I already touched on my touchy topic for the episode, so you guys take this one.
Okay, so Jay-Z got accused today of, in a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit, not a criminal, that him and Diddy were involved in the raping of a girl, young girl.
13-year-old.
13-year-old is what they're saying.
That's really young.
And he immediately came out and denied it, saying it's a money grab.
Strong, yeah.
Like a very strong reply.
Strong reply.
And then that lawyer is posting on Instagram, all kinds of sun is coming soon. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. I think it's I just think you have to file the criminal lawsuit.
Right.
If it's real.
Right.
It's like, that's where you're going to get someone.
Why didn't they? Is it past the statute of limitations or something?
I mean, it's 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Is there
So is that
statute of
why?
limitations on rape? I don't think so. Right?
I think there is.
I think a lot of people, I think Harvey Weinstein, a lot of his shit was a long
But wasn't
time
that the
ago.
whole thing about that
Is there?
American Survivors Act or whatever in New York that got extended, which is where all
Let's
this Diddy stuff
ChatGPT it.
started.
I'll do
I
it
feel
right
like
now.
I feel like like when Shaq comes out and he's like, I got paid to play at LSU, but he says it because the statute of limitations are up. That's fine. But I don't think
on that topic, yes.
Yeah,
I
but
just don't know.
Are there statute of limitations on rape? I feel like you're pretty fucked forever.
ChatGPT will tell us.
So I think the big news is basically
The internet's also on Jay-Z.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that the credibility, regardless if he comes out clear of this, it doesn't matter. It's open Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Well, there's no repercussions for her if
Nothing happened.
Yeah, it's basically a free roll. Like, hey, maybe they'll settle for $10 million so we can kill this. You know,
Right.
it's literally a free roll.
According to ChatGPT, it varies
by
by
state?
state, county, everything.
Statute of limitations usually 7 to 10 years, but it says for sex crimes, including underage minors, it says until their 40th birthday.
So the minor's 40?
Yeah.
That's probably 37 years old now.
She's like, okay, I got 3 years, I got a free roll. There's no repercussions when
But I agree.
Why don't you file the criminal then?
That has to happen tomorrow.
That looks pretty shifty.
I think you have to file the criminal tomorrow.
The internet wants Jay-Z to go down.
I know they
that's
do.
very clear.
But also, like,
I don't care. And like, I have no dog in the fight. If
Right.
he's a criminal, he's a criminal.
Yeah.
Then fine. But it's very clear the internet, TikTok,
right.
they are after him.
But he did kind of taunt them in a sense and say, please file the criminal suit ASAP. So his statement was very confident.
Strong, yeah.
But yes, the internet, like United Health, they are on Jay-Z for some reason.
Yeah, and it's just like it's one of these things where like he is, and the problem is his co-defendant is Diddy,
Yeah.
who we
that
know is
sucks.
100% guilty.
And I'm sure Dame Dash, I think he started trending. So I think he's tweeting some stuff.
If you're a shifty lawyer, like that's definitely a good strategy.
Like,
Tie
hey,
him into
yeah,
Diddy.
like,
yeah, because
we're
you know
gonna-
that's
basically like, hey, give us a bunch of money or your whole rep, guilty or not, is going to be tarnished in a large percentage of people's eyes.
There's a conspiracy theory that's really big on TikTok that if you win an award like a Grammy and you don't think Beyonce, you get killed. And then it's just
Who has
montage.
died?
I don't know. It's so stupid. And then there's just montages of people being like, thank you, Beyonce. Thank you, Beyonce. Like, it's just
stupid.
It's just the internet. Like,
They think they're just warlords.
yeah. And the problem is just like with Epstein, like when you get a Diddy, now it just validates
Everything. Possible.
everything.
Yeah.
So now you put Jay-Z in a lawsuit with next to Diddy's name and everyone just instantly believes it.
Well,
I think-
all the TMZ videos are pretty good too. He's like, all right, like, at his party, he's like, all right, like, smoke some weed, get oiled up, get loose, like,
Who? Puffer?
no, Diddy
Yeah,
at his
yeah.
party, he's like on the mic.
Yeah,
he's like kind of
well,
insinuating like
I think he
the
was hiding
orgy's
in
about to
plain
go
sight
down.
for a while. Yeah, it's just fuck. I mean, look, if Jay-Z is innocent, I do feel bad because like it's weird
image-
that like public sentiment just
yeah, that's the problem. Is that it's so dangerous. They don't have the evidence. It is, and I don't know what the evidence is. 25 years later,
the fact that there's no punishment for that
and-
seems fucked up.
And this just cost Trevor Bauer, what is that his last name?
The Dodger pitcher.
He was a Dodger pitcher.
right.
It was proved that he didn't rape that girl. They proved that the text that they were like trying to get a bag, right? And he has still not been let back in the MLB. He's like balling out in the Mexican League.
Yeah.
He's crushing, and he's like, posting on his Instagram like, MLB, let me back in. He's literally not been brought back into MLB for a crime he didn't do, but just because of these big corporations, they don't want any of that in their
and that's
There
what
has
could
to
happen
be
with Jay-Z.
punishment for that.
Jay-Z is very publicly
but he's
involved.
got $1 billion. So
Yeah, so he's fine, but like,
but this guy is like, he was about to get a contract year, and they totally torpedoed his whole life.
But I think what would solve that is if like there was an image of the accuser who was proven to have lied in handcuffs.
You should get the punishment for which you're trying to convict the guy for. So if he was going to go to jail for 20 years and it comes out you're lying, you should go to jail for 20 years. Like you can't just get a free roll at ruining someone's life just for some cash.
yeah, it is. The problem is, and I think those types of things are going to come into fruition now, like changes in laws and policies because
JD
of
Vance will fix it.
100%.
Yeah, he will.
He's got 8 years. He can do a lot of damage in 8 years.
He's got 12.
Well, assume he has no power for the next 4.
No,
Vice presidents never have.
He's in there doing his thing. Yeah. Trump's gonna be like, yo, you know that statute limit or that
But I do
wrongly
think
accused thing.
Yeah.
You handle that.
But it's interesting that the pre-smartphone era is now getting exposed.
Right.
Because I think people are much more careful now.
But also, what comes with it is a lot of false accusations.
No,
and
I
things.
agree with both.
Even like the
statements,
Aziz Ansari thing, and like there were these different things that.
He's done. Aziz Ansari's done.
I think he opens for Chappelle now.
Opens.
But
he was big
had a
as Chappelle.
Show, he had that show.
He was doing stadiums on his own. Now he opens.
Yeah,
His career's over.
I think part of the problem
did he get
is
accused or did he get convicted?
no, he just got a story written about
his story
him.
was bad.
And there was no police.
Actually, meanwhile, it came out and Louis C.K. admitted that he was jerking it to, in front of people, and he's still headlining.
Yeah, he sells out Madison Square Garden.
because he just it didn't affect him.
He was like, yeah, whatever, I'm a pervert.
Yeah, and it
Still
didn't
funny,
affect him, and he just went on with his life. Aziz Ansari, it's clearly fucked his whole career up.
Right.
The guy's gone. He's vanished.
It's just, I think the way that these all tie in very obviously is like this UnitedHealthcare thing, this Jay-Z thing, there's this weird sentiment that I think sometimes is right and like awesome. Like I think the Puffy thing, and everyone turning and exposing that and whatever. And I think.
So I guess that's a cost benefit analysis people have to make.
Right.
Because Diddy's clearly a psychopath that ruined a lot of people's lives.
Right.
And Jay-Z, we don't know him, but now things are coming out.
I'm curious to know, is there a Diddy in the entertainment or Diddy or Harvey Weinstein character today in entertainment?
100%.
For sure there is.
Also, given that
But we know now, don't you think the reaction would be pretty immediate?
People are scared.
Yeah, people are scared.
he must have had, Diddy had dirt on so many people. That was just like his leverage. He was just, you couldn't fuck with him. And he also was
I
taking people
understand
out.
people are scared. It's a very difficult thing to come out against someone who did that to you. You have sentiment support way differently than you did 25 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, but if you shoot and miss, you're blackballed.
Yeah, and I think you can still miss. I think there's a lot of weird shit still going on.
Really?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be? We just found
I
out like
agree.
the biggest celebrity ever was like having baby oil orgies with the most famous people in the
But
world.
I think, he's from a different era.
Killing people too. Like he like poisoned his ex-wife.
Apparently
she texted her and she's like, "Oh, he got me. She died of pneumonia, which is if you give someone rat poison, you die of like what looks like pneumonia."
So you're going full.
Oh yeah,
murder.
he's sketch.
I mean, I don't know anything about this to know how true it is or not, but apparently there's articles about it. Jamie Foxx recorded a Netflix special, and people in the audience said that at the Netflix special, because it's not out yet, no one knows, that he said, when he had that weird stroke thing, he said in the Netflix special, Puffy drugged me, and I reported him to the feds.
And that's why he got the stroke?
Yeah. That he not only that's why he got the stroke, but that's what started the investigation into Puff.
Oh my God.
But he tried to
That
kill
was
him.
on a Netflix special?
Apparently he said it while recording the
So
Netflix
he
special.
tried to kill Jamie Foxx?
So that's the huge, just so you know, the internet was on that one early.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because he had this weird illness.
Who's trying to kill Jamie Foxx?
He had a weird
illness that almost killed him, that his whole family was super freaked out, and they never really disclosed what
I
happened.
know it was a very weird thing when he was sick.
Yeah, and the rumor
kept
was
it
that
really quiet.
Puff poisoned him. I think Puff has probably killed like 10 people.
Probably more.
Yeah. I think so.
That's insane.
I think if we find
if
out.
you just go down the tree of that means many people have done this. He's not the pioneer.
Well, he might be LeBron.
Also,
LeBron
He might
killing
be
and drugging?
the goat of being
Also-
a psycho.
Diddy,
Yeah.
while we're drinking tequila, only guy to have like 2 alcohol brands. He had Ciroc and De Leon tequila.
Yeah.
How the fuck you get away with that? It's like
Yeah.
that's like cheating.
Yeah.
That's your.
Let's get him out of your industry. Let's get him out of your fucking industry.
What? How can you be vodka?
I
and
think you have to
tequila?
be pretty suspicious
I don't
of
think-
anyone.
I'm just shocked if you told me that people are acting like Diddy did 25 years ago right now.
So like
Here's-
define, like I don't think people are poisoning and killing people and
I mean,
Do you know where I get very
I think
suspicious?
NDAs and
LA.
orgies and like aggressive.
I think orgies are always going to happen.
But I mean, like,
I know people that go to big sex parties in LA, but you pay to go. It's like
Yeah, but it's not. They're not
expensive.
getting sexually assaulted.
So where I get
no, everyone there
suspicious,
is
has to be
where I get suspicious is when
How much does it cost? I'm curious.
Oh,
I think it's like a few $100. I mean, my buddy told me a wild story, but like you show up, everyone's wearing a mask, and then
it's like,
everyone's
Eyes Wide
like
Shut.
is like
Eyes
sitting
Wide
there,
Shut,
and
Nicole
then
Kidman.
and
Yeah.
then two people basically like start fucking in front of everyone, and then that kind of like ignites the party, and then there's a code word.
to stop.
No, someone says they basically like, "Do you want to play?" And if they say hell yeah, then you're good to go. But if they say no, then
Seems like it'd be like really smelly.
no. So my buddy said, I can't believe it. He said that he's at the party and there's like a few hundred people watching, and the guy who's
the
like
pot is turned.
the guy who's supposed to be like the opening guy, but he's like apparently like fucking nervous because there's so many people. He like couldn't get a boner.
Couldn't start the party. Couldn't push the first
They're like, come
domino.
on, man! Like we need you right now. Like somebody get this guy a boner.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's definitely happening. But I think like even the assaults and
Don't you think it's toned down?
it's toned down.
I don't
I
think
think it's
so.
toned down.
I think it's toned down.
I would
don't-
vote for toned down because I think it's too risky. Everyone has like a platform now, and like I think the stuff that was happening pre-social media
Yeah.
is.
I just think
probably-
it's happening privately. Like before, it was
it
at
wasn't
the
happening
clubs.
publicly.
No, they would go to the club, get the girls. They don't need to do that anymore.
I know, but he's talking about like assaulting people.
No,
Not like,
having
let's go have
sex
an
with hot
orgy at a
girls.
celebrity's
That's
house.
happening.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You just
confident it's
left a
happening.
whole city where that was happening.
Oh, the community of that.
I'm pretty confident it's happening right now.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
there's some Weinstein type stuff going on.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
I also don't. This is where I get suspicious of any actor, musician that goes from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Right.
It makes no sense.
Shabuzi.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it means you're
Mhm.
might be sucking some,
Shabuzi's making great music.
It's weird.
but
There's a lot of actors and musicians that
and
You don't.
the wine scene is like it was like you want to get
no,
the
but
part.
it,
You gotta,
it begs the
Right.
question. Sure, I'm sure there's some that were just incredible artists that blew up.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift. Boom.
I mean, she's 20 years, dude.
Yeah.
What?
She.
What? Who's she taking care of? this whole
She's
time?
untouchable.
Diddy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, she didn't have beef with Diddy. She had beef with Kanye.
Kanye, yeah. You can't diss Taylor. She's a
Can't
queen.
diss Kanye either.
Untouchable.
So last
She
show
was right on
tonight.
everything.
Her last show's
Was
tonight.
he a conspiracy
Of the
on
tour?
Diddy?
Yeah,
Kanye?
Where?
Kanye
Vancouver.
definitely was not down with a lot of those people.
Yeah, Kanye kind of Cat Williams did a little bit.
yeah. He
Oh, really?
He
exposed
kind
it
of called
early.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
you don't know what's going on in Hollywood.
But don't you agree that if you see someone rise to stardom really quickly, you have to question now,
Well, yeah. I think-
regardless of industry?
Patrick Mahomes?
yeah.
No, athletes.
Just a goat.
That's actually like
Nobody can hit him
Hey,
on the
why-
field.
There's musicians,
He's the goat.
models.
Did you see what happened? I was watching while we were playing. They kicked the field goal to win the game. It boinked the
I saw your
post and it went in.
your boy
win.
Butker.
They won.
Bucker's is not playing.
Oh, he's not.
No, he's injured.
So back to
Yeah.
your point, right? What do you think? Don't you question why someone rises to stardom?
So the answer is yes, I do. But then we've seen so closely people like Post Malone, who everyone thought was like an industry plant, like whatever,
Yeah.
that truly like that just did happen. So
he had a SoundCloud
but
song
he also
below it,
had
yeah.
a song
White
that
Iverson.
went nuts without.
no,
And
you're right.
the industry behind it.
I think it's questionable.
Shabuzi's
Yeah.
the number one song ever.
Yeah, but that song is pretty catchy.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
That's what I'm
No,
saying. I'm
maybe-
not questioning
Yeah, I know.
Shabuzi.
Yeah.
No, but there's people you can question.
Yeah, I think it's always. I think the whole industry is the foundation of it is just so slimy
Oh,
that
for
I
sure.
think you always there's
But
reason
I
to be
do-
suspicious.
I
But I don't
do
think it's
believe-
guaranteed.
I do believe with, and this is why people like Jake Paul and Joe Rogan are so hated.
Mhm.
It's because they do not fuck with the industry people that usually
Yes.
put people on. They do whatever they want.
And
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, but those guys have been doing their stuff. I mean, well, Jake Paul's on a Disney show, but Joe has been doing everything forever. Fear Factor, UFC,
but what I'm saying is,
podcasts.
but like the reason why their platforms are so big is they're not beholden to anyone.
Oh yeah, they don't give a shit.
Right? Like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are bigger than ever, and they're not owned by an entity.
And we know 2 young stars. We can't name their names. One was called by Will Smith. One was called by Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What do you mean called?
When they were started bubbling,
Summoned.
they were summoned.
But we don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened. But they were like, hey,
Yeah.
here's the entry point.
What?
Yeah,
You're telling me that Will Smith and you say Tom Cruise? Well, that Tom Cruise kind of checks out. But
But
Will
no,
Smith, he plays some good badass character. I mean, what is,
You know what I'm talking about, drama?
I do, but I do. No, you're right. I think the whole thing's fucking suspicious. The whole thing is fucking suspicious.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why, like,
And I don't
if you
think
look at what people are gravitating toward,
Mhm. Right.
because the entertainment kind of powers that be don't actually control anymore what people gravitate toward.
Right.
It's very difficult to control the people anymore
Right.
in the industry, right? So like,
So you don't think, because this,
well, there's certainly some people that can snap their fingers and make some serious plays and give you a
in
good
what
shot.
industry? I don't know anymore.
I mean,
I don't think no one gives a fuck about the movies.
oh yeah,
just to be clear,
but in
no
movies,
one's a movie star that anyone gives a shit about.
in movies,
Powell.
in movies specifically,
he's
if
a
all of a
star.
sudden you're in every freaking
Yeah,
movie,
but no one cares about Glenn Powell. He's not
no,
making
he's
money.
a big star.
He's not Kai Cenat. He's not even on the same planet as Kai Cenat.
well, in terms of like,
Influence.
Yeah,
Influence.
but I'm just saying, there are people that can go, you're going to be in the next slate of these movies.
Yeah, but those
And
movies
you
don't
could be-
matter
and
anymore.
Think
They
of
just
all-
don't.
I don't
You
think
could be an average ass actor too.
right.
Yeah.
To your point, I think you're right, but I think that still works on people.
Yes, 100%. I think.
But that could be the new Illuminati.
What?
Kevin Hart showing up to Kai Cenat's house.
No, Kai Cenat is the Illuminati then.
Yeah.
No, not Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart is like, hey,
No, but he was already bigger before Kevin Hart ever showed up.
Yeah, but
You just may have showed up because Kevin Hart did. Kai
No,
Cenat's
I-
big.
well, I think
I've
these
known
guys
them
are.
forever, yeah.
I think some of these bigger movie stars and historical media personalities are also getting smart, and they're like, all right, I got to start rubbing shoulders with the fucking YouTubers and streamers now.
Yeah,
like the guys
but
that are trying to
also-
stay relevant.
Also, there's some weird stories about some of these older YouTubers.
Yeah. Who?
Oh yeah,
Some of them are a little weird. Some of them are a little
Handsy?
handsy,
Oh,
little
yeah.
I'll put you on.
of course that's
okay,
going on.
that's
Like there's already a
huge.
mini version of that happening. There's already like a mini
Yeah.
Diddy.
The YouTube Weinstein.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're an up and coming guy, and then you start hanging out with the freaking Nelk boys, and now you're one of the guys.
Right.
Quick.
And now your channel's blowing up and now you're
Yeah.
or like Kai Cenat, I'm sure he's a great guy. I have not heard anything negative about him, but like you go on his stream,
You're
your
blown up.
stream blows up. You now have an entire career. Like there was a kid on his stream whose name I'm forgetting, young dude. He was 15 years old. Was on the whole stream with him. And now his stream is fucking huge. And they have that type of power now.
Oh, yeah.
And every kid wants to be a YouTuber. They don't necessarily want to be a movie star. So you can't, there are definitely not only celebrities, but also like managers and things in the YouTube world that are starting to explore
Yeah.
the Weinstein strategy.
Yeah, they're like, I have so much power now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put someone on.
And-
That's
yeah.
what your point
Yeah.
is.
A big
Yeah.
story. I mean, so Logan Paul obviously been a big YouTuber forever, and I think Mike Malak, he's like the guy on his podcast
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
had
Is he the
addiction
buff
and
dude?
stuff. He's not the buff guy, but he's a big YouTuber. He does burger reviews. Mike was working at like a CPG company, or no, he was working at Lovesac. It was
Lovesac,
big,
Yeah.
And he became friends with Logan, and then all of a sudden he's on Logan's podcast, and now he makes a shitload of money, and he's
Yeah.
a big YouTuber now.
Yeah.
And just from being part of Logan's thing. So
Do you think Logan assaulted him?
no, I just think
but
their voice.
I think
He's saying the power.
I think
Of
drama.
course, but that's always the case.
Yeah.
Drama's point is it's clear that anyone with a point of power that can put on people may.
Some are going to abuse it.
yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Of course, I believe someone will
And
always
so
abuse it.
all
I just
these-
don't. I think the in Hollywood, what we've learned through many lawsuits
Mhm.
is that a lot of people abused it. It wasn't far and few. It was actually a lot of people.
So I think
Right.
that's just a human psychology problem.
Yeah.
That they're willing to abuse your power.
Yeah, I think a similar thing might happen in 10 or 15 years about YouTubers.
I just think it's so public. What happens in YouTube? Whatever happens last night, you fucking share all the information.
I know, but
good
those
or
motherfuckers-
bad, you share everything.
Speaking of YouTube, we just signed a YouTuber to a 4-year deal for Lo Siento. His name's Nick Naracina. He's a beast.
Okay, hope he's clean.
Video came out today.
Yeah, check his NDAs.
I don't think human psychology has changed in the last 300 years.
No.
They're going to take advantage of power and they're going to use it. And
It's always going to happen. I just think in entertainment, it is more rampant than anywhere else because it's a little subjective what good is.
yes,
You
of
know.
course.
Like there's a lot of kids that are funny that with the right lighting and fucking camera could probably have a poppin' YouTube channel.
Yeah,
like
I
who's
agree
going to
with
decide?
YouTube's a grind though. I mean, the people that win they're putting out content every week, big videos, 20 minute videos. Like that takes a lot of editing and manpower and consistency.
Yeah, I don't deny that at all. I just think that like
It's just more just abuse of power of anyone who has it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a different medium.
I also think even if you want to get real dark, I think there's stuff that goes on in the OnlyFans world that's because it's so like dark adjacent anyway.
Yeah, it's dark.
That like there are definitely people who can put you on in the OnlyFans world. And
So
if you're like a girl who's willing to maybe kind of go there, and it's the difference between unknown and even $20K a month on your OnlyFans, it's
There was a stat.
some of the
I
girls
don't know if it was ever
million a month.
verified.
yeah,
that
exactly.
1.5 million American women are creators on OnlyFans.
I saw a video of OnlyFans having
Crazy.
recruiters at college campuses. So, when they do like career day, there's like an OnlyFans
Oh my
booth. And like,
God.
come on, like you want to make an extra couple grand a
here's
month?
Right.
Here's the reality. As fucked up as that is, it is a career path now.
For sure.
Because at the end of the day, why do we all study, go to school, is to make money?
Karina Kampf made 67 million over the last 3 years. Klay Thompson made 54.
Yeah, exactly.
But even you can make $5K a month.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the whole problem is just discoverability
Yeah.
at that point.
Oh, actually, I do know some people that got put on by OnlyFans. Like one of their friends was one of the first developers. And so he's basically able to put their channel in the top of the platform.
You gotta
And,
watch that guy.
and they made and they still do. They make a shitload of money because
Yeah.
right when it came out, they were like in the Explorer at all times.
Right.
So
That's
that-
crazy power.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, it's hard when if you're a young person and you see somebody making so much money, whether it's YouTube or OnlyFans or whatever it is, and you're like, I don't mind doing that.
Right.
Then it's a profession now.
Next thing you know, you're a porn star.
Right.
But you're not though, right?
I think if you were to
Is
go to,
OnlyFans having sex? They're not having sex.
You could put anything
you
on there.
can, but you don't have to.
No, you
don't
can
have
just
to.
put bikini pics or
Yeah, you can put anything.
picture of your feet. Maybe
That's my
maybe we
point.
should get on there, see how it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
Market
it's, I
research.
think it's been normalized because I've heard this from many people that are much younger than I am, that when they hear the numbers, they're like, I would love to do that. How do I do it? And I'm like,
If I was a hot chick, it would always be in the back of my mind. I would compare every year earnings to like, or I could just do that.
Yeah, you
'Cause
got
the numbers are
your boss is
insane.
just harassing you and you're like, I could just throw on a bikini
Yeah.
and make an extra 10 G's a month and tell this guy
go to
to-
a beach and
It's crazy.
All right, let's end up with some shout outs.
Love it. Oh, first we have comment highlights from YouTube.
Yeah, first YouTube comment. Missed the previous setup. It made watching you guys at YouTube much better. Hopefully you can go back to something similar. Besides that, thanks a lot for all your bubble talk points. It actually helped me a lot. Made a lot of money on the market and on BTC thanks to New Year episode guessing the price of BTC. All right, Javi, good day.
I do want to shout out, like everyone was tagging us in their Spotify Wrapped. And a lot of people called out how much money they made listening to the pod.
Yeah.
Quite a
lot of people.
Pretty cool.
Next, what's good, fellas? Joey Chavez here. I've been a Cathy before being a Cathy was being a Cathy.
Nice.
My company, Family Reunions, is having our 6th annual toy drive this upcoming Friday. We're partnering with your boy Ryan Tierney and the Lo Siento boys, benefiting Start Here, Oregon, Malibu, accepting new clothes and toys for young adults. It's a party with amazing artists and incredible people, but our focus is really giving back our youth that need assistance during the holidays. Our Instagram is @FamilyReunionSS For more information, would love to offer a discount code to fellow Kathy's. Code Caliente.
Let's go. Yeah.
I love
So
that.
we are having a monster party at Dreamland in Malibu. So pull up. I think you get a discount if you bring a toy this Friday. Aviator Nation Dreamland Malibu. It's going to be,
Where is it?
Time?
I think it starts at like 9, but it's
9 a.m.?
Friday night, 9 p.m.
Oh, sorry.
Huge party.
Okay.
Aviator
Nice.
Nation.
Nice.
Amazing. From Sophia, shout out to my best friend, Anna Sophia, for scoring the job of her dreams. She is the hardest working and most disciplined girlie I know. I'm so proud of you for going after your goals. Love, your Tokaya.
Shout out.
Awesome. From Michael, much love from Boston. Finishing the year strong. Let's fucking go. Like that. From Maria, shout out to my amazing husband, Mike. Our favorite thing is to binge listen to group chat episodes while we travel during the holidays. Thank you for taking care of our sweet girls while I'm traveling all month. Surprise, we're going to Vail in February with besties. Merry early Christmas. We love you. Wow. Woo. Surprise Vail trip. You need some caliente for that.
Let's go.
Caliente.
From Raymond, shout out to myself for taking the Series 24 exam, becoming a general principal supervisor at Brex.
Nice.
Congrats, dude.
Congrats.
From Sean, shout out to my son, CC. It's been 2 weeks after ACL surgery, and I'm proud to see your determination to recover and do the work necessary to get back on the field. We love you and are in your corner. Background, he had a rock star football season playing QB and then tore his ACL midseason. Missing baseball this year. He'll be back his junior year of high school next year. God bless. Wow, ACL is no joke. So good luck with that recovery.
Yeah.
But
At least you're
luckily you're
young.
young.
Yeah, that's
a huge
I think
part
I'll
of it.
heal up in a week.
Get
You're
that
gonna be
PT,
looking
you'll be good.
CC, and have a mega senior year
Nice.
or junior year. Great.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there it is. Go get your cinnamon tequila.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Friday, we are doing a activation at Pink Dot, and YouTuber just signed, Nick Naracina, is going to be there. We're going to blow it out. So Friday afternoon, if you're in the neighborhood, come to Pink Dot, and
They
we're
serve alcohol?
Pink Dot. Oh yeah.
Like in the parking lot?
But like, can they actually drink it?
No, but it's like a meet and greet, buy a bottle,
Okay.
maybe
Okay, cool.
party in the parking lot.
I
Nice.
live right down the street. I'll come by.
See you there.
Great.
Nice. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Nice.
Everyone have a great week. And fuck yeah.
Go Chiefs!
Here we go.
Did they win?
Yeah.
Nice.
It did one.